Welcome to the Sacred Legacy podcast. I am Anthony Richey.
And I'm Kate Brown, and here we are elevating stories of God's hand in ordinary lives.
That's right. What's been going on, sis?
Oh, just it's the end of the day. It's been a little bit of a long day, but I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this all week, and we're finally getting a chance to do it.
Yeah, we were planning to record yesterday, and the circumstances did not allow, which gave us a little bit more time to prepare, and I think it was needed for me.
It was
There's
for
some,
me also.
yeah, and there's some characters that we're going to discuss in this episode that I needed to become refamiliarized with. So I think it was a happy accident.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be. We needed a little more prep time.
Yep.
Before we get started, we just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been listening and tuning in. And we've been fortunate to hear from people who've been listening, and we really appreciate that. It's meant a lot to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. It's different, when you realize that you're talking to people outside of the conversation. I know when we first started doing this, we would get nervous even doing our test recordings because
Yeah,
it's a lot to put yourself out there, but it's very much worth it.
right.
Um, I thought it was neat too. Kate's daughter this week also started a YouTube channel. And
Yes.
I watched it and I was thinking it's the same for her as it is for us.
Right. It's just to clarify, it's an art YouTube channel. She's an artist, and she's been wanting to do it for a long time. And we finally said, okay, as long as your face isn't on there, it's just of you drawing and your voice, we can do that. But it wasn't perfect, and she said, I'm fine with that because if I wait till it's perfect, I'm never going to do it.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a great perspective for her to have.
Yeah. I commend her bravery because I am obviously much older than her and I'm just now getting around to trying something like this. So,
Exactly.
um, did you have any particular um, instances or things that you wanted to kind of share about the feedback that we've gotten? There's been a lot of friends and family and text messages and phone calls
Right.
and coworkers. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have anything specific, just that, I'm fortunate to be living in the community where we grew up, and so I've just happened to bump into a lot of people, and even if they don't know me well, they might know you, or they knew our parents, and
Mhm.
everyone's just had a little bit something different to say about, what they enjoyed listening to, or what resonated with them, so it's just nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me a little bit self-conscious. I'm like, "Oh, real people are listening."
I know.
But, but it's also it's really good.
Yeah, it's
What
very
about you?
humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you, last episode we talked, or one of the episodes we talked about um, guys and how we talked about Peter and John
Mhm.
um, and how guys are just different. And one of my friends, his name's Jimmy, he sent me a text message. I hadn't talked to him for a while. He said, "I listened to the first episode of Kate's podcast. It's cool that she let you participate."
Oh, it's funny.
He said something nice after that too. He actually said, "It sounds like your parents were a wonderful example of being a witness despite the suffering. You're a lucky man to have a front row seat to that." And he's right. So it's just
Absolutely.
funny. We can bust each other up a little and then be
Yeah,
nice. So
yeah. There you go. Okay. Was there anything else that you wanted to share about that? About how it's encouraged us? Um,
well, it's there's probably going to be people at some point that don't like what you have to say, but um, I'll tune that out and
yeah.
or take it as advice. But um, I did want to talk about another contact that I had with one of our
Okay.
cousins. His name's
Okay.
John.
Mhm.
And John, his dad, his name was Dan,
Mhm.
and he passed away a long time ago. It was 1992, I believe.
Mhm.
And he was somebody to me that made a big influence in my life. I was actually really timid as a young person, um, very, very quiet, very shy. And Dan was he loved baseball. And so when I was very young, he started teaching me how to pitch and started teaching me how to throw a knuckleball and curveballs and all this stuff. And he really just was somebody that believed in me and my ability. And he made me feel like I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof just by his encouragement. And I've always really appreciated that about him. And he was so much fun. He had the
Mhm.
best laugh. He was the best storyteller that I can remember.
Yeah.
Um, so I kind of just wanted to mention him real quick because he did make a big influence on my life. And when he passed away, it was the first time that I really knew somebody well, that left our world. And um, it changes your life clearly when you lose somebody. But
Mhm.
um, I was obviously much younger then, but he just did make he gave people a lot of hope. He made them feel good about themselves. He was an encourager. And John got that gift from him too. But he called me, or actually, he texted me and said, "Hey, if you got a chance, give me a call." And I love talking to him on the phone
Yeah.
because he just has such a cool perspective. But he said, and he was so excited. I mean, he was like, "Holy Moses, episode 3, it had me in tears." And but he said in that episode we were talking about, um, trying to find hope in a world in desperate need of it.
Mhm.
And it reminded him of one of his favorite movies. It's called The Postman with Kevin Costner. Have you seen it?
I don't know that I've ever seen it. I've heard of
Well,
it.
it's so let me just give a quick rundown. It's a kind of like a post-apocalyptic world. Kevin Costner doesn't even have a name. They just call him Postman, and he's a drifter. It's desolate, and he stumbles upon a uniform that was from a United States Postal Service worker, and he finds a mailbag. And so he pretends to be a postman in a world without a government, delivering mail to people.
Okay.
And it said, he ends up coming, you know, basically scattering hope all over. And there's this tyrannical warlord that he ends up crossing paths with because he's creating hope in these people. And
Mm.
I won't ruin the movie, but anyway, there's a love interest in the movie, and she's trying to explain to him how much of a difference and how much hope he's brought to the world. And she looks at him and she says, "You give out hope like it was candy in your pocket."
Yes.
And he said the first time he heard that line, he thought, "I want to be that. I want to be that
Yes.
guy." And I just thought, man, that was awesome. And we had a nice conversation. I could go on forever about it, but I just thought that was a nice little succinct reminder. It's a good line.
That is a good line. I like that. And I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
yeah, so also, I'm stealing all the time here, but I
nope, go
did
ahead.
want to do a couple quick disclaimers from some previous episodes. We are
Right.
imperfect and we're going to make mistakes. But I wanted to clear up a couple things that was on my heart that I needed to just say. So,
Right. Okay.
in one of the episodes, I talked about our personal connections to God or to something spiritual. And what I was trying to say is, meaning put your mind in a place where God is with you doing
Mhm.
whatever it is that you're doing. Um, I think I talked about the beauty of nature, a song lyric, playing an instrument, time alone, whatever it is. Um, God provides infinite pathways for you to find your way to Him in a daily, driving in your car and listening to music, whatever it is. Um, but I did want to clarify that I wasn't saying that these things need to take the place of God.
Right.
Um, just your personal connection to Him.
Right. Yeah, he speaks to us in different ways and through these different,
Yeah.
connections to him. Yeah, I
Mhm.
see what you're saying.
And then in episode 3, I got a little emotional and I made the statement, "I can do things to glorify our God," which isn't really what my heart was meaning in the moment. I hope that came through.
I
And
think it
also,
did.
what I should have said was that was one of the times in my life that I had an awareness that if I make myself available to God, He can use me. It's
Right.
not about me. It's about making myself available to him to be used. So with that out of the way, we'll lighten it up
Right.
and,
Yeah, and, I think people are gonna give us some grace and realize we're human, and sometimes the things we wanna say don't come out quite right, but
mhm,
we're doing our best, and we'll try to, make the corrections as we need to.
yep,
Um, just a quick favor, to ask, if you are listening or watching, and you're enjoying it, if you would like to, you could leave us a quick rating or review, and that would help us, just be more visible on what Apple and Spotify, to reach more people. So
yep.
anyway,
I will
so
tell you, I
today
don't know how to leave a review on any of these platforms because I'm always doing it on my phone. So if somebody knows how to do that, let me know.
I think it's pretty easy. There's just a little
Should be.
little button to tap. Um, we have had a couple of heavy episodes, and we really just wanted to bring some laughter and lighten it up. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Um, I did see something on Threads yesterday that I thought, oh, that's a good thought, and it was by just a fellow author called Rivero Writes. And she wrote, "Hopelessness is propaganda and joy is resistance." And I
Mhm,
thought that is so good because um, God's kingdom that we are part of takes what the world thinks is important and it flips the script. The world might see money or possessions or power and control as a successful life.
mhm,
But Jesus shows us a life of service, a life of love and caring for others. And so we're not surprised that the world is fallen and dark and it can feel hopeless. Um, but in Psalm 37, um, the psalmist is talking about, when things are going really, really badly. Psalm 37:3 says, "Trust in the Lord and do good." So we're trusting God in this fallen world and we're doing good. He's given us work to do, right? So, my thought was, in a world that is dark and hopeless, it doesn't surprise us, but choosing love, choosing joy is our act of holy rebellion. So,
act of holy rebellion.
we are going to be holy rebels today, and
I
we're
like it.
choosing joy. And, there are times where you're going to feel pain, but sometimes it's really good to laugh too. So, that's what we're going to be doing.
Yep, yep. This was a fantastic idea for an episode.
All right. So, do you want to say what we're doing?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Kate came up with the idea, that we were gonna do a show about biblical superlatives, and part of this came from one of our previous episodes when we were talking about, Peter and John racing to the tomb, and that
Yes.
John made reference to, "I outran him,"
Yeah.
and, you know, this little exercise that we did to try to just come up with some silly character qualities of characters in the Bible was really fun for me. A lot of these characters I wasn't super familiar with, or at least I was
Mhm.
aware of them, but the details are fuzzy.
Right.
And I told my wife yesterday, I said, this project, it it really did kind of bring some of the characters back to life for me, just
Right.
like when we were young going to Sunday school and you had all the picture depictions of the stories,
Yeah.
that.
Did you have the flannel board?
Oh
Do you
yeah.
remember that? I
Yes.
loved that.
Um, So that part was fun. I spent a lot of time just trying to refamiliarize myself with these people. So I started with a theme and then tried to find the Bible character to fit it, and
Yeah. Oh,
it
that's
was fun.
funny. Yeah. I dug into parts of my Bible that haven't been cracked open for quite some time.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
was good. Um, we are handing out biblical superlatives. It also made me think of the Dundies from the TV show The Office. So these are our Dundies for Bible characters. We're dating ourselves here, but The Office sitcom from, oh, 15, 20 years ago or so. um, and just a quick, I did watch the episode today or part of it just to familiarize myself. It's not that important, but just a quick recap of that is that you've got this paper company called Dunder Mifflin, and the regional manager's name is Michael, and he is very excited about their office, awards party that night, and he has it every year, and he hands out kind of goofy awards to people, and he really enjoys it, and nobody else really cares. Um,
Yep. But
but
they're upset though because it was decided that they were gonna have to pay for their own food and drinks because the company wasn't gonna sponsor the party, so everybody's angry.
right.
Already, they
Um,
don't wanna be there and they're having to pay for it.
yeah, and, as the youths say, Michael is very cringe, and they're just yeah. But as the evening goes on, there's one character, Pam, who always gets the award for longest engagement because she's been engaged for several years and hasn't gotten married. And her friend in the office, who does have a crush on her, is like, "Michael, you should give her a different award. Like, it's just a lazy joke." He's trying to get Michael to give her something different. Anyways, the night goes on. She starts getting into it and she gets the award for whitest sneakers. And so she goes up and she gives a thank you speech as though she has won, an Oscar.
Mhm.
And she thanks Michael and she thanks Dwight for running the sound. And at the end of her speech, she says, "And I want to thank God because he gave me this award and I feel God in this Chili's tonight." I love that because, it sounds silly, but God can show up in unexpected places.
Yes. Yeah, so later in that episode, she's been partaking of alcoholic beverages for she's been stealing people's empty drink or next to empty drinks, and she gets a little tooted up. And so fast forward a few years, the character that plays
Well, she
Pam.
gets they take her
Yeah,
license and they ban her from any Chili's.
right. And so years later, the actor that plays Pam was at a Chili's somewhere, and she takes a picture, and she says, "Should I go in?" And Chili's, to their credit, responds, and they lift the ban, uh, that had been in place from whatever year that was. I think that was
Mhm.
in 2017 that they did that, so it was way before that. So
Yeah, the
Chili's played
episode
along.
was 2005 is when the episode aired.
Yeah, Chili's president, they issued a press release. "After reviewing the good conduct of Pam, I have decided to lift the now 11-year-old ban. Pam is an inspiration to many, and we welcome her back with open arms." So there's a happy ending.
Oh, that's so funny. I love that. All right. So we decided to give ourselves a few guidelines for our awards tonight. Um we decided we were going to be a little irreverent, and that's okay, but we're not going to be completely sacrilegious. So we did say the Trinity is off limits and everyone else is fair game.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Except
And then we immediately broke that rule. Sorry, this isn't technically part of the awards, but I said Jesus could be voted most likely to take a nap at an inopportune time.
yeah, and
Uh.
that was a really good one. I also said Jesus had the best crash out. When he's in the temple, he's brandishing a whip, he's flipping tables and, running people out of there that had turned the temple into a, you know, swap
Den of
meet.
Thieves. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Epic, epic for him to just be like, "Get out of my father's house."
Righteous indignation.
Yes. All right. So are we ready?
I think we're
Ready to
ready.
start? Okay. All right. So first award tonight goes to Miriam. She was the sister of Moses and Aaron in Exodus. And we're going to say some references in case you are interested in these stories and want to look them up later. Exodus 15:20. Miriam and her tambourine are voted most likely to organize a flash mob
Hey, all right.
because she led the Israelites in a song and dance after they escaped from the Egyptians.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you? Who do you have first?
Well, I had a comment on Miriam, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, she also had the worst babysitting gig ever. Uh,
Oh, yes.
having to put her brother in the river and then send him off to for somebody else to pick him up and become part of the
Gosh.
kingdom. That's bad.
She
She
was
probably
so
was a
smart,
Bob Dylan
though.
fan too,
She
with her
was so smart,
tambourine.
though, yeah.
She
That's
was
so
so smart.
funny.
She was a fierce protector. So
She was.
congratulations, Miriam.
Yes, well done.
All right. So I have an award tonight. This is the best hold my beer, watch this moment of the Bible. And the award goes to Moses parting the Red
Yes.
Sea. So,
I had a thought about that too, but I saw you were gonna do Moses. I was gonna say best party trick when he
yeah.
throws the staff down and it turns into a snake.
Well, that's a good one too. Anyway, the Red Sea story is in Exodus 14. I did think it was funny though, because the story, the Israelites are running from the Egyptian army. And they get stuck. They're up next to the Red Sea, and God puts this pillar of smoke and fire between them to protect them. And then he tells Moses to go stretch out your hand and raise your staff, and the waters part, and they walk across on dry land with water on both sides.
Yes.
They get across, and the army's pursuing them, and they get like halfway, and like it says that the wheels on their chariots jammed, and it reminded me of like that wonky shopping cart in
With one bad
Walmart.
wheel. Mhm.
Yes, and yet they're stuck in the middle, and they're like, they're disoriented because their chariots are busted, and they know they're screwed. And Moses, I just imagine, God tells him, "All right, it's time," and maybe he goes, "Hold my staff,
Hold
watch
my
this."
step.
The waters come back together and drowns the whole army. It's a real uplifting story. But
My
anyway,
goodness. They
so
were the
yeah,
bad guys. That's okay.
congratulations, Moses.
Well done. All right, up next, I have 2 awards to give to, David, king of Israel. First award is Main Character Energy Award,
Hmm.
and the second is the most likely to use the pickup line, "I'm in a band."
Oh, that's a good one.
Um,
Congratulations, David.
Congratulations, David. There are a lot, he is found in a lot of places, and the band that he's in is a band of one, and it's psalms where he's crying out to God, but he's still, he's gonna use that.
That's right.
He's in 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st Kings, 1st Chronicles, and the Psalms, so a lot of David.
Hmm.
Congratulations.
Yes. A man after God's own heart.
Yes.
Okay. I have an award. This is actually two characters. This is most likely to say, if you want something done right, just do it yourself. And that award goes to Deborah and Jael, or
Yes.
not really sure how to say that. So it's spelled Jael. Congratulations, Deborah and Jael. So quick
Yeah.
backstory for the two of them.
They are
Um,
just awesome. I love this story. It's in Judges 4. I did read this
Judges
morning.
4 and 5. So Judges 4 tells the story. Judge 5 is actually a song that she sings, I think, with Barak, but whatever the
Mhm.
case. Um, so she is basically in charge of them. They're in captivity. But
Deborah.
she's
Yeah.
Deborah's in
Yeah.
charge, and she's highly respected. All of the people that need advice and judgment, guidance, they go to her.
Mhm.
And she, has that connection to God, and she basically tells them what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it is revealed to her that they need to gather 10,000 soldiers, and they're going to go take on their oppressors. And so the commander of the Israel army is Barak.
Mhm.
And apparently, this is what's neat is this guy commands whatever's left of their army and
Mhm.
their resistance. And he won't go without her. He tells her, I'll go, but you have to go with me.
Mhm.
And she's like, okay, I'll go, but the honor of this victory will not go to you. Um, what is that guy's name? Hold on a second. Oh, so the
Sisera.
Sisera is the
Mm.
opposing commander, and basically she just tells him, Sisera is going to be delivered to the hands of a woman. He's going to meet his fate
Right.
that way. Enter JL,
JL.
another woman. She was um, so the battle happens and the good guys are winning, and uh, Sisera decides to go
He
find
slips away.
he
Yeah.
slips away and he finds a tent of the Israelites that the husband of that tent had a peace deal with the king.
I did look this up, just a quick note. Jael was not an Israelite.
She
She
was
was
not.
a Kenite. Yes.
Okay.
So,
Thank you
yes,
for
not
that
an
footnote.
Israelite. Yeah, I had to check that because I wasn't sure earlier when I
Thank
was
you.
looking. Mhm.
Um, so he takes, he's basically convinced her that, you know, act like I'm not here. Watch the door to
Right,
the tent.
and she says, "Yes, come in, come
Yeah,
in."
come on in. She gives him some warm milk. He gets sleepy. She's like, "You bet, I'll look after you." So he falls asleep, and she grabs a hammer and a tent peg
Mhm.
and drives it through his temple all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
And I did see that the women were very skilled. They were the ones that put the tents up. So she knew how to run a hammer and a tent
Oh, I
peg.
did not know that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So Barak comes looking for Sisera and she goes out and she's like, yeah, he's in here. Just graveyard dead.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Deborah and Jael. Most
Yeah,
likely to say, if you want something done right, do it yourself.
I didn't have an award for Deborah, even though I do love that story, but I, have awarded Jael, best hostess.
Yeah.
She was like, "Come on in, I'm gonna feed you, I'm gonna give you a snack and a blanket, and you can take a nap,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna take care of your, tyrant ways, and you will not be
Yep.
hurting or oppressing any longer."
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Alright. Okay, so up next, we have Lydia, from Acts 16, and she was basically her and some other women were, leading a church in Philippi. And it says she's a dealer in purple cloth, she's a businesswoman. So I have voted her most likely to open an Etsy shop. And
Hey.
I had a couple of names. I do shop on Etsy, and there's a certain way that you name your Etsy shop and you brand it. So I thought she could either call her shop Lace and Linen or the Purple Loom. So congratulations, Lydia, on
That's
your
so
on
good.
your Etsy shop.
Oh man. On my notes, I forgot to put all of the links for these people. So my apologies.
Yeah, it's all right.
Um,
Okay,
all right.
let's see. Who do we have next?
Okay. So the next Dundee goes to most likely to face an animal cruelty charge. And the award goes to Balaam versus his donkey.
Yes, I love this story.
Um, I'll try to make this one quick, but essentially Balaam is he's avoiding his uh, his orders from God, and he kind of decides to do things his own way. And his donkey, he's riding his donkey against God's wishes, and his donkey sees this angel with a sword drawn in front of him, and kind of starts not cooperating, steering off the path. And Balaam gets mad and he whacks it,
Mhm.
and then he ends up whacking the thing 3 times. And finally, the donkey's like, dude, what did I do to, like, the donkey talks to him and he talks back.
Yeah, sassy
the,
donkey,
yeah,
yes.
the donkey's like, dude, what I do to you to deserve to be hit? And anyway, and then somebody called PETA. So congratulations, Balaam, most likely to face an animal cruelty charge.
Oh, that's so good. The next award we have is Best Hype Dude, and it is going to Barnabas,
Yes.
also called the Son of Encouragement from Acts 4:36. He was one of the early Christian leaders, and he must have been a lot of fun to be around because they literally changed his name to Son of Encouragement. So
Yeah.
he's
Yep.
going to be hyping everybody up and just getting everybody feeling real good about themselves.
Yep. So the next Dundee goes to most likely to be a CrossFit gym owner slash fitness influencer slash action movie star
He's
in
got a
no
lot of
particular
jobs.
order. And this award goes to Samson, everybody. World's strongest man. Congratulations, Samson.
Congratulations. Oh, that's funny. He's a busy guy. A
Yeah.
lot going on
He'd be a terrible actor, but a believable tough guy. So
for sure.
good
I
job,
mean, look
muscles.
Look out, The Rock. I mean, Samson's coming for you. Um, all right, up next, we have Best Prepared for a Zombie Apocalypse, and that award is going to Joseph, for storing up 7 years' worth of grain in Genesis 41.
Yes, good job.
He would have plenty of food. I don't know about how he would do in the weapons department, but
When you
he's
said
got food covered.
Joseph, I thought you were talking about Jesus's earthly father.
Oh, sorry, other Joseph.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had comments prepared, didn't you?
That's okay. It wasn't that good.
Oh, that's funny.
All
All
right.
right.
So the next Dundee goes to the best DIY project seen to completion without an additional trip to Home Depot. And that goes to Noah and his ark. Congratulations, Noah.
Well done, Noah. For real. I mean, we have done a lot of projects at our house. Like my husband is really good at remodeling and building things, but the worst part of any project is having to go to Lowe's and
Every
then coming home and having to go back to Lowe's
mhm.
because there's one thing that you missed.
Yeah.
And so,
Noah pulled it off. Kudos.
yeah,
Kudos.
no notes, Noah, you did well.
Yep. Excellent.
And I've never had to measure anything in a cubit, so I mean,
Yeah.
great job.
Whew. Also, we did not know, we only knew each other's characters. So we're hearing these these categories for the first time from each other. So
I don't know if anybody else is enjoying it, but we are certainly entertaining ourselves.
we might just jump the shark with this episode, but that's okay. We'll
It's
come
fine.
back.
It's anyway, up next, I am awarding most likely to have snacks in her purse, and that is going to Martha of Bethany. She is the
Yeah.
sister of Lazarus, sister of Mary. She's the one in Luke 10:40. Um, her home and their family home was where Jesus and his friends like to hang out, and she's like the ultimate hostess,
Hmm.
you know, and she's very busy. She's the one who's gonna know everyone's food preferences. She's gonna take note of your allergies. She's gonna have, like, an artisanal selection in her bag and a picnic just at the ready, I think.
Probably an awesome charcuterie board too.
Exactly. I mean, can you imagine, like, dates right off the tree? And she's got the cheeses she's made herself, she'd have
So
some good snacks.
is she the sister to Lazarus? Is that
Yeah.
who she is? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yep.
she's the one who's like, "Hey, Jesus, tell my sister Mary to come help me in the kitchen." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Martha, you're so worried about everything. Like,
Hmm.
chill out. Mary's
Yep.
chosen, what is better."
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay,
Congratulations, Martha of Bethany.
well done.
All right. The next Dundee goes to the most likely victim of a multi level marketing or pyramid scheme.
Okay.
And this award goes to Esau.
Oh,
Good job, Esau. He was a hairy man. Didn't they say
yep.
he was red and hairy? He was the brother to Jacob, and he sold his entire inheritance for a bowl of soup. So
I mean, I've been hungry
probably,
before, but
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about that hungry.
So pretty short-sighted. Um, Bit of a rookie move. So congratulations, Esau.
Maybe, yeah, use some discernment next time. Uh, all right. Up next, we have our couple goals award, which I mean, there are a few that this could be awarded to, but I am going to award Priscilla and Aquila um, from Acts 18. They were besties with Paul. They were also tent makers as he was, and they traveled around. They taught about Christ to other people. They were very into teamwork, and I really like that. I think the best marriages, are built on teamwork. So they're getting the couple goals award.
Very nice. Congratulations. Very nice. Okay, next up, we have most likely to be confused for a pothead. And this
All right.
award goes to Isaac. Congratulations, Isaac. From what I understand about Isaac, he was a chill guy. He dug wells, he planted stuff, and he got rich without stress. So, congratulations, Isaac.
Sorry. I have no words. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Next award I have is going to be the Cool as a Cucumber Award, and it is going to our boy Daniel.
Yep.
He had a lot of things that happened in his life. He got to interpret a lot of unhinged dreams of the king that he was serving
Mhm.
under, a couple different ones. Um, these guys are always having these crazy dreams, and they're like, Daniel, what does this mean? And he's like, you need to stop eating cheese before bed, man. But then I'll tell you what God has to say about it. He was also thrown to a lion's den, and for not, only seeing God as the one true God, and didn't seem to phase him that much. He's
He took a nap in there, didn't he?
he just, the angel shut the lion's mouth, I think is what it says, and the next morning, everyone's worried about it, like, Daniel, are you in there? He's like, I'm fine,
Yeah.
still here.
Yeah,
So
because
he
the king was conflicted. He really didn't want to punish him because
he liked Daniel,
yeah.
yeah.
So he went down there concerned that he was going to find nothing left of Daniel. So he was, yeah. And Daniel really, he did not submit to authority at all. I loved that about him. He was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna do what I know is right. And he just kept moving up the ranks. So
Exactly. Yeah. So good job, Daniel.
yeah, well done. Okay. So next up, we have the best rags to riches story.
Okay.
Um,
Who do we have winning that award
the
tonight?
winner is Esther, Queen Esther.
Yes.
So she was an orphan who makes her way from there to becoming queen. Very, very influential in protecting her people from uh, the desires of Haman.
Right.
Haman was basically just trying to kill all of the Jews, and she had the king's ear, and he respected her. She was very brave. She was taking her life into her own hands
Right.
to go stick up for her people, and the king he took her advice. So
Yeah.
pretty cool story too. If you want to read that one, I can't remember. I
That's
forgot to put that one too, but
I mean, it's an Esther. So
it's in Esther. So yeah.
find that book in the Bible.
Also
Yes.
in that story, Vashti,
She
who
was the previous queen.
she was the previous queen, and she decided she was going to do what she wanted, and they didn't like it, and she was not a fan of the patriarchy. So
No, no. She wins that award, just
yep,
down with the patriarchy.
yep, indeed.
All right.
Honorable mention for her.
Honorable mention. Yes, I agreed. All right. Our next contestant is winning most likely to win Survivor Judean Wilderness Edition. And that award goes to John the Baptist, obviously.
Yes.
In Mark 1:6, it tells us that he was surviving in the wilderness. His clothes were made out of camel hair, and he ate locusts and wild honey. So I
Mhm.
think he would do just fine
Yes, he
on
would.
Survivor.
Yep, he would. Awesome. Congratulations, John the Baptist.
Yes.
All right. Okay, we have, I think everybody's going to know what I'm talking about here, but this is the award for the best Homer Simpson retreat back into the bushes moment. If you've ever seen that meme where he's overcome with shame and he just like backs into the bushes. So
Yep, I've seen it.
the the award for that goes to Adam and Eve.
Yes.
Congratulations, Adam and Eve. Um, eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and then realizing they were naked and sewing fig leaves, and then God is like, "What? How do you
What
guys know you're
what
naked?"
yeah, what are you guys doing?
And they're just like how embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, really. I mean,
So,
bad job, guys, but
mhm, mhm.
that's the most fitting award for that.
Honorable mention to Peter when he has to face Jesus after he denied him 3
Mhm.
times.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be pretty awkward too. So,
Second yeah, second
runner
place.
up, Peter.
Alright, the next award goes to the Bereans. Do you remember the Bereans?
I had to look them up.
Okay, well, they are winning most likely to fact check Christian influencers
Oh, yes.
because, they were, this city called Berea, and Paul goes to them, and, they spend time like, they listen to Paul, but they're also checking the scriptures to make
Mhm,
sure what he's saying checks out. So,
mhm,
they're not gonna just take you at your word for it just because
mhm.
somebody's acts like they know what they're talking about. They're gonna fact check you and make sure that, yeah, this is actually what God says in his word.
It's really good. I had written that they had mad cross-referencing skills.
Yes.
So,
They're carrying around their concordances.
congratulations to the Bereans. I like
Good
it.
job.
All right. I think I have oh, yeah. Okay, this is my last one, but I have comments on your others, so
Okay.
okay, the award for the hottest berserker switch goes to Peter. Um,
Obviously.
impulse control was not his strong suit. I can relate to that sometimes. My favorite Peter story is when he chops off the guy's ear in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Yep, it's John 18, I wrote it down
Yep.
because I have a word for Peter that
Uh-huh.
relates to yours.
And Jesus just picks the ear up and puts it back on. And they're like, yeah, we're going to go crucify you now. So
Yeah, and he's like, "Peter, put away your sword, like,
you're
chill
not
out,
our
dude."
Messiah.
Oh, man. Yeah, Peter is he's a funny guy. I also awarded him disciple most likely to get an ADHD diagnosis. And I have notes because I was thinking about his lack of impulse control. And according to Google, ADHD affects the brain's executive functions, making it hard to pause before acting, leading to interrupting, risk taking, emotional outbursts, and difficulty waiting.
Whoa.
And I was thinking about the cutting off the guy's ear story. What I really like is when Jesus, comes back from the grave and the disciples are out on the boat fishing and Jesus calls to them from the shore like, "Hello, friends." And Peter just jumps out of the boat and swims to shore.
Yes.
It's so great. So,
Oh,
congratulations, Peter. You won
can
2 awards.
relate. Can
Mhm.
relate.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
Okay, let's see, I have 2 more to give out.
Okay.
Um, the most likely to go viral award goes to Elijah and the prophets of Baal.
Hmm.
This was in First Kings 18, and it is where Israelites are under King Ahab, who's the worst,
Hmm.
um, and they're not doing right in the sight of God. They're following this false god Baal, and Elijah's like, "All right, we're having a showdown." So he says, "All right, all you prophets of Baal, you build your altar and you call down fire from heaven, and I'll do the same. I'll call to my God, and whoever rains down fire on their bull that they put on this altar, that's the true God." And I mean, this whole process is just internet catnip because he starts taunting them because obviously Baal doesn't rain fire down. He's like, "Oh, he must be away. Yell louder."
Yeah. Is he asleep?
Yeah, nothing happens. And then he prepares his altar. He pours jars of water on it so that it's wet and it's got a trench around it, and as expected, God shows up, he rains fire down, burns up everything. And, they see that obviously Elijah follows the true God.
So
So, good job.
I had that one originally
Did
also,
you?
but I just kept the comments because I
Okay.
said sickest burn, like
Yes.
dual meanings, because in one
Pun
of the
intended.
translations, when he's mocking them,
Mhm.
um, it says, you know, maybe he's on the toilet, because he's really just mocking them so much. But then also like to
Oh,
just
that's good.
burn all of the wood, all of the bull,
All of the
evaporate the
rocks.
water,
Yeah,
all the rocks, nothing. So
there's nothing
sickest
left.
sickest burn. Congratulations, Elijah. And Yeah, that's a cool story.
That's a good one.
First Kings 18, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. The last award I have to give is for our buddy Paul. Obviously, wrote a ton of stuff in the New Testament, but sometimes he is a little hard to understand. Sometimes he gets a little wordy, and you're like, what are you even saying? So he is voted most likely to choke on his own word salad.
Mhm.
And, I cited
Yes.
Romans 7. There's lots of places, but that one in particular is where he's talking about, "I wanna do good, but I can't do good. The good I wanna do, I can't do, and the bad I don't wanna do, I do." And he's just saying
He
lots of
talks
things.
he talks a guy into a nap that falls out of a third-story window and dies, doesn't he?
And then he brings does he bring him back to life?
Well, I kind of was unclear about that. I Paul goes down there, he's like, "Oh, no, 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 he's good." I don't really know. I'm not a scholar, but whatever the
I'm
case,
gonna
he was not dissuaded. He just kept
okay,
going.
hold on one sec. I'm checking this.
I believe his name was Eutychus,
I don't know how to spell that.
Eutycus.
20, okay, hang on.
Okay,
Okay. Paul went down, threw himself on the young man, and put his arms around him. "Don't be alarmed," he said, "he's alive."
he's good.
They went upstairs again and broke bread and ate. After talking until daylight, the people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted. Okay.
Beautiful,
All
beautiful.
right.
Alright.
Let's see. So that was all that I had, all the awards I had to give out. But we did crowdsource a little content. And we were talking to um, Teresa, our sister, and my husband, Clint, and they each had one to share also.
Yes, you wanna go with Clint first?
Yes. Sorry. I was trying to find it. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, most likely to open a barbecue joint, and we're workshopping the name, Hebrew Heat. That would be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who were thrown into the fiery furnace and did not die. So they're going to live out their days in a little bit less stress, and they're just going to, you know, kosher barbecue joint, I'm
That's
sure.
fantastic.
Hebrew Heat, everyone, check it out.
Hebrew Heat. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Good job, husband of the pod.
yeah, I thought that was funny.
Okay, so our sister, she came up with some good ones, but I think the best one was Lazarus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, most likely to write the sequel to Heaven is Real or 90 Minutes in Heaven.
Yeah.
That award goes to Lazarus.
Yes, and, they didn't think about, heaven in the same way that we do, so I propose we call his book 4 Days at Abraham's Bosom,
Yes,
because he was dead for 4 days, and that was one of the things that they called, like, paradise, after they die.
that's fantastic.
And that is in John 11, just
Beautiful.
so we know. Alright, so, congratulations to all our award winners tonight, I hope that was enjoyable. I mean, I certainly had fun.
That was fun. All right. I think we are just about ready to do this week's Accidentally Spiritual.
Yes.
You want me to kick it off or you want to go?
Sure. Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. So, my wife, Jackie, this weekend, we kind of had a lazy weekend. It was really awesome, but seems like we're always on the go. So, this one, we were just kind of hanging out on Saturday and we were having some coffee and chatting about some of the goings on in the world and specifically about what happened in Minnesota,
Mhm.
which I won't go into detail, but that morning we I would say it's fair to say we kind of just felt a little just gross
Mhm.
and our spirits were unsettled about, what events like that can mean and what they can change in the world and regardless of the circumstances of what went on, um you know, it's just kind of like a reminder to me to not lose our humanity. Um But anyway, so we decided to go to the gym, and normally for quite some time when I'm working out, I'm listening to podcasts because it's hard for me to catch up on the ones that I want. But that day,
Right.
I was just like, I don't want to listen to podcasts. I'm gonna find some music and just get my workout in. Anyway, I'd forgotten that, Charles Wesley Godwin had, dropped a new album, and it's been several months back, I believe, but I hadn't listened to it.
It's a good one.
And there's a song on there called "It's the Little Things," and so I was listening to it and, not really paying that much attention to the lyrics, but there's a couple that I heard, and I played the song over again. It says, "The highs and the lows and the big things you go for ain't a weight you want to shoulder through your door. A smile and a wave go a little out of your way, or holding a door a second more. A spare dollar from a billfold, it don't have to be so bold to make your own red letter day."
Mhm.
So my wife was in the other area in the gym. I sent it to her. I said, "You've got to listen to this song
Yeah.
and look at the words." So she listens to it, and I just told her, I said, I feel really encouraged, because I went there with a troubled spirit and immediately, found some new perspective.
Mhm.
But she just said, "I just think it's really amazing that God starts working when we are tuned into him."
Mhm.
And she said, "Bind thy ear." And Kate, if you could read Proverbs 22:17, there's a bunch of different translations, but
Pay attention and turn your ear to the sayings of the wise. Apply your heart to what I teach.
yep. And
Mhm.
I thought her awareness in that moment was really
Yeah.
cool. Um, but it just reminded me of the importance of perspective
Mhm.
and making your circle smaller. Um, you know, live here and now. That doesn't mean be ignorant, but just live here and now. And Saturday, I felt like what I learned that day was I need to really focus on finding a mindset that won't allow my sense of humanity to be defeated. I mean, it went from this kind of gross feeling day to I feel
Mhm.
really peaceful and I feel really hopeful, and I sure would prefer to live there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is really hard to balance, the barrage of information we're getting,
Mhm.
um, with wanting to, um, yeah, have a good perspective and hope, and our I feel like our bodies were not designed to absorb all the bad news constantly, and so, like, I wanna be informed, but also I want to have an awareness of what I actually have control over, and it is very little, I have control over myself and my attitude and, um, I'm we're trying to do some good in the world, and, yeah, but it is difficult to know that there's a lot of things that are not in our control right now.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, so that was it was a really, really good day, and, it was an encouragement that came, nearly immediately after I decided to tune out and just listen to music.
Well, we find grace in an abundance of ways, right? Alright, so my accidentally spiritual this week is, text typos where I accidentally tell the truth. So if you know me at all, like, if you text me, I need to immediately respond because then if I don't, I will forget, and then I feel really bad that I've forgotten to respond, and it'll be, like, a week later, I'm like, "Oh, no." Um, or if I have a thought in my head, I need to get it down real quickly and send that message, or it's just gone. Um, so a lot of times I'm typing in a hurry and I'll type typos, and sometimes I'm like, my typo accidentally said what I meant to say. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times when somebody's telling me something and I'm trying to text back, "No worries," and I'll type, "Now worries," and I'm like, "Well, that's probably more accurate."
Yes. Now worries.
Now worries. But, yesterday, I was also trying to, um, bring some joy and not listen to quite as much heavy stuff, and trying to not be on social media, quite so much yesterday just to, get a better handle on, my perspective and attitude and that kinda thing. So I was just listening to a comedy podcast, and I sent it to Tressa. It was Amy Poehler interviewing Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Sh-
Um, and so I sent that episode, to our sister, and I typed out real quick, and I was trying to write "Laughter is good medicine," but I typed "Laughter is God medicine."
Hey,
And I was like, "Well, that's kind of true." Um, I do believe God has a really good sense of humor, and he does say that laughter is the best medicine, and I feel like he gave that as a gift to us. And when
that's
you get a
good.
chance to laugh, it eases the tension in your
Yes,
shoulders. You feel like you can breathe again. Um, it just gives you a break, from the stress of life. So, laughter is God medicine. That's what I have.
laughter. Laughter is God's medicine.
Mhm.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's really good. Well, I think we're getting right up near the end here. So we
We
did a
are.
good job. We thought we were going to do a short episode, and then we started talking before. I said, no, we're going to go an hour. And here
Yeah.
we are. So
Here we are. So
anyway,
if you're still with us, thank you for joining us. It was a fun time, and we'll be back with some other things next time.
that's right. I enjoyed it, sis. Love you.
I love you, bub.
All right. Talk soon.
All right. Bye bye.